Hey family, welcome back to Real Unfiltered, Unapologetic. Of course, you know I am Joy. This is Desiree. Yeah, we back again.
Again.
So, and today's conversation is one that a lot of people feel, but not enough people say out loud. We live in a world that celebrates strength. You hear phrases like "be strong," "handle it," "push through," "don't break," "keep going." And while strength is admirable, there's something people don't talk about enough. Strong people get tired too. Oh Jesus, that's a mouthful. Cause strong people get forgotten. Not just women, not just mothers, not just fathers, not just leaders, but anyone who is the person everyone depends on. If you're the one person if you are the one people call when something goes wrong, if you're the one expected to hold it together, if you're the emotional support system for others, and we all know how that go, this episode is for you because strength often comes with silent pressure. Pressure to stay calm, pressure to fix problems, pressure to carry things quietly. And when people see you as strong, they often stop asking if you're okay. Think about that real quick. When you see them strong, they always stop asking if you're okay. Whew. Today we're going to talk about how people become the strong one, why strength sometimes develop as survival, the emotional cost of carrying everything, and how we redefine strength in a healthier way. Because strength should not mean silent suffering, right? Let's talk about it. What's the role of the strong one? Some people choose leadership, but many people become the strong one by circumstance, right? Life hands them the role. Maybe you were the oldest child. Maybe your parents depended on you emotionally. Maybe you had to grow up faster than everyone else. Okay. Maybe life forced responsibility on you before you were ready. And slowly, people begin to see you differently. You become the responsible one, the dependable one, the one who always figured things out, the one who handles crisis, the one people call when things fall apart. Let's think about that. If this is you, then we're talking about you. People trust you with everything, but really ask you what you're carrying. Strong people often become the planners of everyone else's lives, and that's crazy. Your appointments. You remember appointments, you solve problems, you calm arguments, you carry responsibilities quiet. But the question many strong people never ask is who supports the strong one? Let's talk about this. So who supports the strong ones? This Desiree ain't got no
Look,
Desiree ain't
I
got no answer.
I don't have no answer for that. Nobody's there to support them, and all the time they don't. Well, they don't know how to ask for help either, because nobody's ever offered them that help. So
Desiree ain't got no answer, y'all. I can't answer that neither. So whew, because strength can become a trap. Strength can become a trap. People start assuming you don't need the help, you don't need rest, you don't get overwhelmed, but strength does not remain humanity. Even the strongest person still needs support, encouragement, understanding, and rest. Yeah, I was the strong one. I think I still am the strong one.
and
Let's think about this for a minute. I am. I am the person they come to for crisis, problems, for help. Like I'm the person, I'm the glue that holds everything together, supposedly. So I have to learn how to say no, no, hell no, no. Baby, I love that word too. No. Baby, that word is easy. No. It used to be hard, but now I'm like, I have a support system. I have a very strong support system, but when you are the strong one, you feel alone, you feel unwanted, you feel like nobody cares about what you're going through.
that's true.
So I can't really answer. I think I became the strong one because I was the one who wanted more out of life. So I don't deal with a lot of drama and issues other people would deal with. I don't do drama. I'm gonna tell you, I don't do drama. Don't bring it my way. Don't disturb my peace. Don't do none of that because I will ignore you. I don't care who talk about me, how they say and what they say, because I can tell you high and by in the same sentence. I'm so serious, and I can cut you. Being the strong one takes a lot. It takes a lot to cut it off. It takes a lot to cut it off, and I had to learn over the years how to set boundaries.
But what made you like choose to start setting boundaries? Is that something that you just say, you know what, I got to stop doing this, or is this something that happened that made you to like start wanting to set boundaries?
I think it was a lot that happened that made me start setting boundaries, and it was a lot that I started seeing over the years. So when I say when people grow in maturity, you start seeing things over the years.
Right.
So I started seeing different events happening, and I started noticing that only time people will bring my phone is when they need a listening ears or when they need help with something. So when I start putting two and two equal four, right? Okay. So when I start putting two and two together, and I start adding them stuff up, I was like, you only call when you need advice, or you only call when you need, but you never call to say, hey, how you doing? Or hey, are you okay? So that what made me started setting boundaries. Like, oh, okay. So now people be like, some people call me petty. Maybe I am, maybe I ain't, but I know I'm a little petty. So I match energy. You don't ring my phone, I don't ring yours. You don't call me, I don't call you. You don't send me a text, I don't send you one. Don't invite me or nothing to yours, because I promise you I'm not going to invite you nothing to mine. So it's like you could be, you slowly left out of my life without even paying attention to it. And when you pay attention to it, then that's when people be like, well, what happened? What do you mean?
Right.
I don't know what you mean. I mean, you happened.
Right.
And they be like, well, that's out. You don't think who is it fair to? You think, as a grown woman, yes, I'm supposed to come and talk to you, right? But why I need to talk to you for if you the problem? I don't need to talk to you. Because you only call me to do what? Oh, I don't need to talk to you then. I'm going to cut you off. I'm gonna let you go ahead and cut yourself off. And that's what made me start setting boundaries. Gotta start seeing people for who they really are. Like, I was nice at one point, but when I started seeing people for who they really are, trust people. When people show you who they are the first time, believe them.
Yes.
And I used to give people a lot of chances, but after my eyes opened, I just started setting boundaries. I'm talking with family too, baby.
Oh yeah, I mean you have to.
Listen, you know how these young children talk about no contact with their parents, and baby, I tell you high and by in the same sentence. Think about this for a moment. When did people first start seeing you as the strong one? Was it something you felt proud of, or something that felt like pressure? So are you the strong one? Are you in between? Which one?
I am a little in between because I feel like I only became strong because I had no other choice. Like I was put into that situation to be strong.
That.
So like that's all I know. That's all I knew
how to do.
And even talking to my therapist, she always say that, like, I'm in survival mode. So, and everybody always tell me, oh, I don't know how you do all this and do all of that. And I'm like, well, I don't really have a choice.
I can relate to that.
So it's kind of like that role was given, and I didn't have a choice in the matter.
I can relate to that. I can say that because I've been a strong one since I've been a young adult. Young adolescent, I've always been a strong one. That's crazy, right?
It is.
So,
yeah, not me.
Yeah, I always been that person. I don't know why they thought, but now I'm the a-hole who, the petty person. Everybody be like, why you acting like that? No, why you acting like that? Maybe I don't care.
Right.
I don't care. When strength is a survival response. Now let's go deeper. Sometimes strength isn't empowerment. Sometimes strength is protection. Some people become strong because they learn early in life no one is coming to fix this. That's what I learned early in life. No one is coming to save you. So you develop survival habits, hyper independence. Ooh, that's me. I was hyper independent, baby. I had to come into my soft girl era. Emotional control.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Emotional control, never asking for help, always preparing for problems. These behaviors often come from experience like disappointment, instability, broken trust, or emotional neglect. I want y'all to think about that. And when someone experiences those things repeatedly, they stop expecting support. Instead, they become their own support system. Now think about that. You stop asking for support and you become your own support system. It takes a strong individual to support themselves. And I did that for years. I never asked anybody for help. Even when it was just me and my kids, I've never asked for help.
Yeah.
Because if you wanted to support me, you would have been there.
Yeah. Well, I think a little bit of mine that why I didn't ask for help, because again, remember, I was the only child.
Yeah, she got the only child
children
syndrome.
we independent. We like independent because we
Are y'all though?
Yes.
Some.
Nah, when it comes to our parents, they go on with their parents. Nah, but like I learned to be independent. So, like, my cousins or whatever, like my cousin, as a single mom, he would always fuss at me, like, why you don't ever call me and ask me for anything? I know you're an independent woman, but you have me to, to help you. And I'm like, yeah, but I know I can do it myself. Like, so I always try to do things myself. Just period.
That's that hyper independence. See, I was trying to do. I was like that too. My husband is that eats him up too. He'd be like, "Why you always doing it? And you just asked me to do that, and now you getting that." I asked you, you ain't. That's something I have to learn. So I want y'all to understand something. If you are in a relationship and you ask that partner to do something and he don't do it right when you want it to do, leave that man alone. Don't do it. Cause he gonna do it eventually just cause you want him to get up now. You disturbing that man's peace. I know I disturb my husband's peace every day. Don't care.
Oh my gosh. Me and my boyfriend talk about this all the time because that's me. Like when I want something done, like I want it done.
Nah.
Yeah.
Right now.
And so if, some time that went by and it ain't done, I just get up and do it myself.
That's our problem though. That's the
And
hyper independence.
then you want to come do it. No, I'm already doing this. Let me finish it.
And then he hit you with the end. I tell you I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then
because I already asked you to do it. Let me go ahead and I'm doing it now.
The word hyper independence. I want y'all to think about that. So that's not weakness, right? That's survival. But survival strength is heavy because you're always prepared for the next problem. You really relax. You really lean on others. You carry everything internally. And over time, the weight adds up. There's a powerful truth many people carry quietly. Some of us become strong because we never felt safe being soft. That sentence alone explains a lot of people's lives. Yeah.
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 What?
That sentence alone explains a lot of people's life. I believe some leaders are born, some leaders are developed, right? And I think a lot of strong people, you either got it or you're pushed into it, and that's how you become a strong leader, right? But at the same time, what does it cost you? Yeah, 'cause I sit on the couch with a therapist. I'm sorry, I'm gonna tell you now. Baby, I think I be giving them people the business.
It is. It's draining. I told you myself. Like I am me a therapist, and
my therapist told me I'm hard headed. She said I give you homework and you just hard headed.
I can definitely see that, but
I do the homework though.
Okay, all right. If you say so, girl.
I do the homework. The cost of always being strong. What's the cost, y'all? Let's talk about the cost. Because strength comes with responsibility. When you're the strong one, you often become the emotional regulator for everyone around you. Is it emotional though? You observe stress, you solve problems, you keep things stable, you hold people together. Ooh, Lord, that is draining. But over time, you may start suppressing your own emotions. That is the most dangerous thing you can do. Suppress your own emotions, people. You
Right.
don't complain much. You don't vent often. You keep moving. You adjust. You endure. Think about it. If you're watching this right now and you resonate with everything we just said, you're the strong one.
Yeah.
From the outside, people see stability, right?
They do.
Yeah. They see someone who looks confident, someone who looks like they have everything under control. But inside, you might be overwhelmed. You might be exhausted. You might feel emotionally drained. And the painful part is this. People assume you're fine because you look fine. They assume, right? Because I look like I'm not going through nothing, I'm okay, so it's okay not to
Right.
ask you if you're okay. What the hell? Who does that? I'm just going,
Everybody. A lot of people.
selfishness. Is it,
Yeah,
is it a selfish thing, though?
I don't know if it's selfish.
Or it's just that, okay, I look fine, so I don't need to ask you if you're okay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's what it is. Like, with my friends, like, I don't see them often or whatever. But we're FaceTime or whatever. And I ask them, you know, what y'all got doing? How y'all feeling? Mentally, emotionally. Like, just asking because they don't have, I'm sure nobody ever asked them that. I know that because nobody ever asked me that. It's just something that I just started doing because,
You need that.
yeah. And, you know, me going to therapy because, you know, sometimes that I can unload on her.
Right.
But I don't feel like my friends feel like that is okay. So when I start asking them those questions, I guess they feel like, okay, well, now I can ask her because everybody do see me as a strong one. And they know the stuff that I go through myself. But, you know, as their friend, I feel like it's my job to at least check on them.
Yeah. Me and my friends, we'll pick up the phone sometime, but we do text each other how we doing, how you doing, just checking on you today. So to make sure, mentally, emotionally, people need that sometimes. You never know what someone is going through in their life. Just pick up your phone. I mean, if you don't want to call, just text,
it's a
send a
text.
text. Say, hey, I'm
Yeah.
just thinking about you. How are you doing today? So we do that. I don't have too many. I have friends, but I do talk to a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I had two best friends. I got one best friend now, and then my boyfriend. And I ask him that probably weekly when we sitting outside.
Yeah, I asked my husband that. He be, you getting on my nerve, girl. I be getting on that bad nerve.
I ask him, how you feeling?
But it's hard for men
It is.
to tell us how they feel.
Well, that's why and I'm going to keep bothering until you do. Look, like you got to tell me, you got to tell somebody because men are, they got to be strong and that's like a sign of weakness and stuff like that. But I'm like, no, you're going to talk to me. I told you, if I don't do nothing else, I talk.
My husband he told me, he said sometimes when he talked to me, he feel like he talked to a therapist.
Well, good. I'm doing something right. Look.
I took that as something negative.
Why?
Though. Cause why not? I'm your wife. I'm not your therapist, baby.
Oh,
I just
look,
want to know how you
open up.
doing.
Well, how you asking the questions? What you saying to him?
Baby, how you doing? How you feeling? Give me your intake. I need to know. That's probably why. I just thought about that.
That's probably why.
Baby, how you doing? We ain't doing all that.
That's probably why.
Cause I want to know what's going through your head. Men don't talk like that.
They don't.
So I want to know what you got churning and your wheels turning in your head. What wrong with you? You okay? Because I always could tell when something bothering him.
Right.
Well, sometimes he don't. Then he'll come back and he'll talk to me. But I don't want him to feel like I'm a therapist. That's why I chose that degree. See that word? I don't want him to feel. And my kids be telling me that too sometimes when I talk to them. But I talk to them. in a safe space or whatever, make them feel comfortable. But I guess the nurturing side of me, I'm concerned more. So I guess the questions I ask make them feel like they're in a therapy session. Well, I don't want you to feel like that. I want you to be able to come to me openly and tell me anything.
Right.
And that's the kind of relationship that we have with them. Just be able to come in. So say this slowly. Just because I carry it well doesn't mean it's not heavy. Let me say that again. Just because you carry it well doesn't mean it's not heavy. I really need y'all to pay attention to that part. Okay? That sentence speaks to a lot of people. Men carrying pressure to provide, parents balancing responsibilities, leaders managing teams, friends who always show up for everyone. Strong people often perform invisible emotional labor. And invisible labor really gets acknowledged. Why is that? It's too much.
Invisible labor rarely gets acknowledged because I just don't think people realize. I mean, because it's invisible. They don't realize you're helping them, whatever it, carry the burden, talking them through the issues. Like, and it's their issue, but it's still going to impact you in some type of way. Like my friends telling me about things like this because I always want to try to figure out a way to make whatever their problem is go away because that's the type of person that I am. I know it's not possible, but that's the type of person I am. I try to be a fixer, whatever the problem is.
I have to think about. I don't used to try to be. Listen, I used to try to be a fixer, right? Now I want everybody to be in a space where they're comfortable and they're comfortable enough to talk about the problems they have. But I also want you to realize that sometimes when you dump your problems on a person, ask them how they're doing. How are you? How are you doing? What's bothering you? Because sometimes the strong people need that too. So yes, I could be your shoulder. I could always be a shoulder because my number is always on. I'm here. My ears is always listening. But sometimes check on your strong friends. And believe it or not, it's a lot of us out here who is strong and you just don't know or recognize that you are the strong one. Or maybe you recognize it and you just don't want to take accountability to say, hey, I am that glue to keep us together, because that glue is a lot of pressure because everybody counts on you to hold it together.
Yep.
And I think for me, at a young age where I grew up at, how we grew up, our parents, baby, we real independent, very independent. Especially, I grew up in the hood, y'all. So, I could have been left home at certain ages and don't open that door and this, that, and the other. Then you cannot, baby, who do that? Why? I believe the generation that I grew up in, and I'm going to say, Gen X and early millennials, we were raised to be hyper independent. And a lot of us, if you haven't dealt with those issues, don't see that because we was raised like that, it goes into our adult years and it causes problem. Because you're hyper independent, you can't keep a relationship. Or it causes problems in your relationship. And it causes problems in friendships as to any ship. Because you don't know how to let people manage in your space, shall I say. Or is it something different? Is it their space, or you don't know how to let other people handle things too? Because you're so used to fixing and handling things that when you get somebody else that come in to try to help you, you don't know how to receive that help.
Yes. Yeah, that's something I'm working on.
Yeah, I do.
Look, I got a lot of
keep
work.
saying she got
I
a
got
lot
a lot
of
of
work to
work.
do.
Like, because I've been single for so long, I've been independent for so long. So that is something that I'm working on, trying to receive help from
Well, I
people.
mean, you can't. No judgment zone. Y'all know this. Real, unfiltered, and unapologetic. We listen and we do not judge. So I mean, and she's not the only one who have to work on that. Y'all listen. I'm still working on things too. And, you know, my husband talk, but he won't come on here. But baby, I'm still thinking about that, baby. Cause baby, that will be interesting. But I'm still working on things. He's still working on things. You know, it's just the fact that you have to realize that, and you have to take accountability to see that. Hey, I'm the strong one. I need to set boundaries.
Yeah. Setting boundaries is hard, though.
Ooh.
I mean, you have to set them. You have to set
Yeah,
them,
you don't
or you're
set
gonna be
boundaries.
completely overwhelmed, overstimulated,
And
over
over
everything.
hospital. There,
Yeah,
that stress
definitely.
gonna put you there.
It is. So you do have to set boundaries. With friends, family, job,
Kids.
kids, because they,
See how I
they will
stress that,
run
right?
they will run you ragged. But yeah, boundaries are necessary. It's just a little harder to set them with some than others.
You had to breathe that hard.
Yeah,
That was your moment.
yeah. That was my moment.
So we redefined the strength, y'all, because she had her moment just now. Now let's change the definition of strength. What if strength isn't constant endurance? What if strength includes vulnerability and balance? Real strength can look like what we just say, setting boundaries, saying no without guilt. I don't have no guilt. Admitting you're overwhelmed, asking for help, taking time to rest, going to therapy. Y'all, therapy is not a negative thing. It actually
It's not.
helps you.
It is not, and that is a stigma that we need to break. Therapy is so helpful. So many people need it,
I know I did.
but there's a stigma with talking about. Oh, I'm in therapy. There's a stigma associated with mental health, and it shouldn't be because.
Baby, I've been in 22 and a half years, and I think 15 of them years I've been in therapy.
Look, if we need it, please go.
Oh my gosh. Allowing someone else to support you. Y'all listen, therapy is not bad. It actually helps you acknowledge some stuff that you keep in the back of your mind. You know, open that Pandora's box, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah, get you one that you are comfortable with.
Yeah, because everybody don't fit.
Right, everybody don't fit. You may have to go to a couple different ones until you find one that you like, and that's fine. I just, looked up and got me a good one the first time.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I got a psychologist and a psychiatrist. That is crazy. And my psychiatrist, baby, she gonna play with me. I promise she gonna play with me.
You need somebody like that, though. You don't need nobody you can run over. You look like you like to run over people. So you need somebody to set some boundaries with you.
Baby, that one right there, Miss Joy. And I go to the VA. She be, Miss Joy, you take your medicine today? You ain't crash out on nobody, did you? And I just be like, why you asking me this? Hey, how you doing? Like, she do ask me how I do it first, but she gotta get the meds. Yeah, she gotta make sure that my brain ain't overstimulated.
Overstimulated. I tell my kids to overstimulate me.
Overstimulated. I do get overstimulated though, but baby, she do not be playing. She be like, I know. She said, baby, I read your file. I know something wrong with you. I said, oh God, did you supposed to tell me that? But I like her. She fits with me because she don't sugarcoat anything.
Right.
She even tell me, she's like, you don't think I know you probably not taking all that medication? She said, because my balance is up and down, and I just don't. Baby, I don't like how medication make me feel. You're not about to zone me out, honey. No, I'm going to take it how I want to take it.
See, that's why you need her. You need somebody like that. That's all I'm saying.
Baby, I think I got the good and the good and I got a good balance with my therapist, baby. Because my psychologist, she's so sweet. She's so sweet. I'd be like, oh.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that is. Oh, strength should not mean carrying everything alone. right? Healthy strength includes support systems. And sometimes the strongest thing someone can say is, I need help. You don't lose power when you rest. You protect your energy, you protect your mental health, because nobody can pour into others forever without eventually needing to be refilled.
That's true. That is
Yeah,
true.
I'm going to pour into you and you can't pour into me.
All right. I'm pouring. I'm going to eventually run out. Then who going to pour into me?
Man, I got enough to pour into everybody.
That's why it's important to set boundaries. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, it's important not to pour into everybody too, because everybody don't need your.
That's true too.
I'm
That-
just saying.
No, you right. I have to cut people off.
I had friendships 13, 14, 15 years I done cut off. I'm so serious. And do I feel bad about it? No. Because at the end of the day, you hand me the scissors to do it. That's my boundary. Go ahead, give me them scissors, baby. I'll be all right.
Boundaries. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Do you feel like it's a boundary with some of the newer generations going no content? What is it? No consent or no contact? My bad. Sorry,
contact.
y'all. No contact with their parents or their guardians or just their loved ones in general.
Do I feel like it's setting boundaries?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you disturbing my peace and you overwhelming me and overstimulating me and doing all these things yes, I have to protect my peace. I have to protect my mental health.
But do you think that some of the younger generation also feel like they are cutting ties because they can't get what they want and they feel like that's setting a boundary because they don't get exactly what they want?
Now, if they couldn't contact off because they don't just not getting what they want, then that's different. That's just them trying to show you, I'm just going to show you like this, and eventually you're going to come and give me what I want, because some of them are spoiled. But people who genuinely are cutting contact because you've stressed me out my whole life and I'm choosing my peace over this mess we got going on, 100% I agree with.
So I could tell y'all this. When you find that peace, that genuine peace, baby, that is a blessing, because nobody, nothing, or no one can disturb that.
Yeah.
That means that you done find yourself.
Doing
You
them
done-
self-care days.
That part, them self-care days. You done cut, lost. And you realize who you were and who you are now, that you are able to with people,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I want to leave you with this thought. Strength is not the absence of struggle. Strength is the willingness to acknowledge struggle honestly. If you are someone people depend on, if you're the one who keeps everything moving, if you're the one holding things together, remember this. You deserve support too. You deserve rest. You deserve peace. Strong people get tired too. Notice I ain't categorize it, right? Strong
Right.
people. Cause you have it, right? It's in everybody. Heck, you got kids who's strong now. And people depend on kids. How you depend on a teenager, baby?
Right.
They're strong too. That doesn't make you weak. It
Right.
does not make you weak. It makes you a human. You got to realize that. You are a human being. You are allowed to have emotions. You are allowed to bring that out. You are allowed to express yourself.
Yeah.
Set them boundaries. Tell people no.
Also, one of the things that I also said, utilize your support system. That's something I didn't do. Again, because I just did not ask for help. I wanted to be Miss Independent. So that was not something that I did. But utilize that support system if you have a support system. Call your mom and dad and, aunts and cousins or whoever if you need to rest or you need some time. If you're overworked, overwhelmed, overstimulated, like you do have to utilize that support system that you have if you have it. And that was my issue. I didn't know how to ask for help. Couldn't receive help. Oh, I got it. When somebody asks. Now they ask me like, oh, yeah, can you do this and I'll do that? Or whatever it is. Like, just utilizing that because being overwhelmed and then going home, taking it out on the kids or go home and taking it out on your partner, nobody want to live like that.
But you got people who do that.
Yes.
Y'all heard that, right? Y'all had to excuse me. My baby was calling me. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm a mother of 9. But y'all heard that, right? Just realize who you are. Realizing who you are. Set them boundaries. Set it without guilt. Tell people no without guilt. Like I said, and she said, you're a human. You are allowed to feel those emotions. You are allowed to set boundaries. Don't let nobody make you feel like you're not supposed to do it. Or let anybody make you feel guilty because you're setting boundaries. Don't allow it. Once you set your boundaries, set it in place, keep it there. Don't let nobody tear it down because finding that peace that we was talking about, that peace, Lord, I'm telling y'all, it is lovely. It is lovely. Again, you are listening to Real Unfiltered and Unapologetic, or you're looking at it, Real Unfiltered and Unapologetic with Joy. And Desiree, of course, came back, y'all.
Yes, I did.
See, y'all, she said I'm hard-headed, but y'all see she came back. If this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who carries a lot but barely talks about it. I'll see you in the next episode. Also, go purchase my book, Shattered and Reborn. It's on Amazon. I'm telling you, it has some messages in there. We'll see you next episode.